Believe it or not, there's 3 distinct reasons why fairway woods and hybrids are really difficult to hit for amateur golfers. It has to do with the fact that the ball's on the ground, you've got a club that has very little loft on it, and it's a golf club that requires a lot of swing speed. Today I'm going to show you how we can address and fix all 3 of those. Let's first of all talk about ball position. Now when you're hitting a fairway wood or you're hitting a hybrid, you're not actually hitting up on it like a driver, and you're not hitting really hard and down on it like a wedge. It's a little bit of an in-between. Technically, I like to see my students hit slightly down on the golf ball with a hybrid and a fairway wood, or almost feel like they are. So we can address that with ball position. If we were to get set up, I got my hybrid right here. I got my 22-degree max vert here. So when I go ahead and set this in there, what I'm going to do is position my feet together. And I'm going to take a step towards the target, and I'm going to take a step slightly larger away from the target. So let me just give you some numbers. So let's say, for sake of discussion, I step towards the target 4 inches. I'm going to step away 5 inches because I want to catch the ball on an ever so slight downward strike. If I do that, that will help me get the golf ball in the air. And I had this conversation with a student the other day, and this holds true for all shots. When you hit down on the ball go up. I think we should almost make a t-shirt. Hit down on ball go up. But when we're hitting a fairway wood or a hybrid, we just want to get that thing in the air so bad that we tend to start to lift and try to lift it up in the air. And what happens is, what we lift is the club. So one of the first ways to make solid contact with a fairway wood or a hybrid is to hit slightly down on it. You can do that just basically with your ball position. Now the next thing that we can do, because this club has very little loft on it, is we can do a couple things to adjust in the ball flight and the aim. But I would start first of all with club selection. It is better to have a fairway wood and a hybrid with too much loft than too little loft. That's why I've got a 22-degree. Your fairway wood should have quite a bit of loft on it, as your hybrids, because all things being equal, those are going to be much easier to hit. So that's the first thing. Get a hybrid that's got a lot of loft on it. The second thing that we can do is play for a slight fade ball flight. It's very difficult to draw a fairway wood or a hybrid, so just play for the fade. Matter of fact, when I have my students, and I've got my alignment rod lined up here, and I'm kind of hitting towards the orange flag right there, what I will have them do is get set in. We'll go through the steps that we did right here, and I'll have them just slightly open their stance, meaning their lead foot, if they're a right-handed golfer, is pulled back just a little bit, and I'll have them take the club face and just open it ever so slightly. Nick, how does that stance look right there? Is that slightly open? Okay, Nick gave me a thumbs up. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to our channel. Hey, and tell us where you're from. We love hearing where you're from. In the second concept here, if I aim slightly left for a right-handed golfer, if I rotate the face just ever so slightly open and I play for that fade ball flight, let me go ahead and hit one. All right, those couple concepts, and I did actually hit a nice little high fade, can help you get that golf ball up in the air. The third thing that we can work on, because this club requires more club head speed to get it in the air, is to really lean into our arm speed. There is a ton of speed in our arms. Let me show you what I mean by that. If I just stand right here and I put my feet together and I just make some swings with my feet together, limit my body movement, okay, I can create quite a bit of speed right there. The other thing that you'll notice is that the club will tend to hit the ground in a more consistent spot because we're not shifting and drifting. So one of the drills that I would have you do with your hybrid, I wouldn't try to hit them super far, but just put your feet together and just make some swings with your feet together. And what you'll find is that you'll hit slightly down on the golf ball. Remember the first concept, we want to hit slightly down on it, and you'll see your arms rotate and release a little bit, and that will help you get that ball up in the air. Hey, now that we fixed your hybrids and your fairway woods, check out my next video. And if you want to personally work with me and the golf team here on your game, check out VLScoaching.com.